Hey folks, we're back today in this video to show the install of the Govnah adjustable gas block. It's not fully adjustable, it's set on settings. Basically this plate right here slides back and forth and has two holes in it, so you can set the amount of gas going through to your rifle. And they sell MicroMOA sells different plates, so you can tune it basically to your gun. And you just simply slide this plate back and forth. So for in this case, I'm setting up an SBR that's going to be suppressed. So I'll have a setting for running suppressed as well as running unsuppressed. Simple as that. And you just reach through your handguard, with a bullet tip or whatever tool you want to use, and you just slide this plate back and forth. So very easy to adjust. There's not really much to wear out because it's simply a plate with holes in it that's hardened to have long life. Some other features of this block is a set screw on top where the gas tube comes in to actually, and it's optional to use according to the instructions, but basically it helps just create a good seal and make sure that gas tube is up against the hole. It still of course has the cross pin for your gas tube, and to attach to your barrel it's 3 set screws, so it should clamp on pretty well when you tighten that down. To change out a plate, all you do is insert like a flat blade screwdriver right here or whatever tool you have, and you pull out on this spring a little bit while also pulling back on this. And there's a detent pin that rides basically on that spring that controls holding this in as well as what position it snaps into. It's got a rounded end with circular or semicircular cutouts in that plate that sets the position. So we'll go ahead and do the install. This is the first time I've installed this thing, and we'll see how it runs. I don't have my suppressor paperwork for a while, but we can at least run it unsuppressed and get it set up. So the first step we're going to do when installing this is we're going to take this top set screw out. And what that's going to allow us to do is put a drill bit through that hole and align it with the gas port. So you're just going to slide this on. The other thing to note is you want to choose the plate. You're going to get 2 plates with your order unless you order more plates. And you're going to choose the plate with the largest hole because you want that largest hole to align with your gas port hole. That being that if you ever you switch to the suppressed mode of that plate, the smaller hole, or if you go to a different plate with smaller holes, they'll always be aligned on center with your gas port on here. So choose your plate with the largest hole and put it on the largest hole setting. You're going to go ahead and slide that on, and you're going to get your drill bit. I've got a numbered drill bit set here, and you're just going to drop it right in that hole and find one that's going to fit through. And if the shank doesn't fit through, try the cutting side real gentle. And it's going to be sized to the hole in the plate, and you're going to get that centered on your gas port hole on the barrel. There's probably going to be a little gap because it is designed that if you wanted to use it with a handguard cap with regular handguards that you could. So if you see a little gap from the shoulder on the barrel to your gas block, don't sweat it. That's normal. So we've got that set up right there. I'm going to try one more drill bit to see if a larger one will fit through. And it does. So we're going to switch to that larger one, that larger drill bit, to make sure it's lined up well. Okay, just like that. Now the next step we're going to do is I'm going to flip this and actually take the bottom screws out. And what we're going to do is put some Loctite on them and then tighten them in an alternating fashion ever so slightly while leaving this drill bit in place. So that way, as we tighten it in, we'll keep checking this drill bit to make sure we can get it out. Otherwise, if we tighten the screws all the way down, you know, I might torque it just enough where this drill bit's kind of caught in the hole, because it's pretty tight in there. Now, something to note right away is that the hole on this plate is smaller than the gas port in this barrel. So right away, we're getting a little bit of constriction there. So hopefully you'll get a smoother running rifle instead of being quite so violent. So I'm just going to stick a little Loctite on each of these. Alright, screws are a little snug. Now I'm going to start tightening these down. That can still move. So I'll do the other end, tighten that down. Can still move that drill bit, good. Get the center one. Okay. And keep alternating screws, just like this. I can still move that drill bit, so this is gonna be a pretty easy install here. I'm not gonna have to back them off to get that drill bit back out. Pull that out. We've got our gas block in place. Now the other kind of cool feature, and of course the design doesn't really intend that, but you know, I can look down this hole on the top right here, where that set screw goes, where that alignment drill bit was used, and I can see that the gas plate hole is aligned very nicely with the gas port on the barrel, and the smaller hole is aligned nicely. So we're looking pretty good there. Looks like that was much easier than regular gas blocks, where you kind of have to measure the distance from the hole from the shoulder, and you know, mark that off in your gas block and get it centered up the best you can. And you know, some people have had trouble in the past doing that, where they don't get it lined up and their rifle doesn't run because they're not getting good alignment and the gas isn't getting through, so it won't lock back. Their gun won't lock back on empty mag, or won't, you know, short stroke. So it's kind of a neat little feature there. Now the next step is easy stuff. What you do with any gas block, you're going to stick your gas tube in upside down, and then push it back a bit. Okay, so we got that gas tube inserted. Basically, when it came back, there was a little ledge on the actual gas tube that I hadn't seen. It was actually catching on the receiver coming back, and it was really tight fitting in. So got that inserted, got it back far enough to clear this gas block, and rotated it, you know, so it's angled down like it's supposed to. Got it inserted, and just have to get it fully fitted back forward this way to where the roll pin hole is aligned. Alright, got the gas tube in place, and just need to get this little the roll pin knocked into place. Simple as that, and we're looking pretty good there. Now again, the optional step at the end here is, put the block on the receiver so that'll stay still, is to put this set screw in. This guy fits in there pretty tight. There might be some gas tubes that fit a little looser, you know, different specs or something. Basically, what that set screw does is, you know, helps hold those out of spec gas tubes. They're undersized. It pushes down on them to help hold seal it to the hole. It's not really needed. Mine's fitting pretty tight here. I don't feel any wiggle or any movement to it. I'm going to go ahead and install it just for kicks. Again, throw some Loctite on it, and we're pretty much finished installing this thing. There you have it, folks. We've got an assembled Govnah adjustable gas block. This is it's got a 2-setting plate. They do have some 3-setting plates, I believe. One nice feature that they also included on this is a marking F for full gas an S for your suppressed or smaller gas hole setting. So if we take the other plate I have here and we stick it right here to show you what that means, is when the plate is kicked over to this side, the smaller hole is aligned with the gas port. So basically when the plate is pushed in on the particular side, that's the setting it's in. So in this case, it's pushed in that way, so you're in it's pushed in that way, so you're in suppressed mode. See where that smaller hole is? So it's kicked over that way. The smaller hole is the one that's going to be centered. If I push it this way, now the big hole is the one that's centered with the gas port, and that's going to be your full gas setting. So that's a nice little reminder there that they included that indicator on the gas block itself. Now the other big feature of this compared to other adjustable gas blocks, while this doesn't have infinite adjustment like a set screw gas block like a lot of the competition guns use, that's not really what this is meant for. This is meant for mainly for suppressed weapons or for taming down overgassed factory rifles. So the nice thing about it is you've only got 2 settings that you have to work with, or maybe 3 settings if you get a 3-setting plate, which means it's easy to get to. I don't have to try and stick a Allen wrench down my handguard trying to adjust some set screw up in the front, or I'm not limited by what handguard I want to use by having a switch like some gas blocks have. So in this case I've got a Seekins Precision handguard, which seems pretty nice. It's real light. I haven't run it yet, but it fits right over that gas block because that's a pretty low profile gas block. And with all these slots in here, or pretty much any handguard out there that has holes, cooling holes cut in it, you'll be able to access that plate. Like I mentioned earlier, you can get a bullet tip in there, or a screwdriver, or whatever tool you have available to you at the time, and adjust and push that plate one way or the other based on what setting you want. You may have some restrictions on, like I might have to move this rail, for example, to get to the plate from this side, but this is a lot easier than trying to stick a tool, coming down here through the handguard, trying to get to some set screw, or not being able to use a long rail like this, like I want to run on this SBR. That gas block fits most handguards out there, since it's a pretty low, it's very low profile. So looking forward to running this on the range and see how it goes, and especially when I can put the suppressor on it. So thanks for watching. Hope that was informative. I don't see a whole lot of information on the MicroMOA Govnah, just a adjustable gas block out there, so hopefully that helps some of y'all. Show you some of the features and how easy it is to install. Easier than a regular gas block in my opinion. So anyway, thanks for watching. Have fun and be safe out there.